Even as the debate is raging on public, on social media, and anywhere, there is no government policy. Neither is there a police service policy, neither by the command of the police nor the ministry itself for abductions in the Republic. There is nothing like that. What IG said, what the team said, we do not have such a policy. Our National Police Service is a police service of law and order. And we will expend every resource that is before us to make sure that we apprehend criminals and we make sure that our country is a country that lives in law and order. And IG, just to say this, because of the context of what I've told you, even the discussion we have here of misuse of the computers and social media and digital space. Thank God we have a cyber laws in this country. And it is very clear. If disorder moved from manual, because we moved from being manual to becoming digital, and if the criminals and people with bad behavior have moved from being manual to the digital space, I want to tell them we will follow you there. Because that is where we want to ensure that there is law and order. Because if you allow our children who are here to grow up in a society where you draw people and put them in a coffin, you know, and share to the public or send to their friends, we will never be a country that is a country of law and order. And that is as black and white. It does not need a genius. It doesn't need a person to go to law school, let alone somebody who has been a judge, to criticize such an issue which is in black and white. The penal code is very clear in section 223. Threatening somebody, whether in words or in action or in signs or in picture, is a crime that attracts a sentence of up to 10 years. And as police service, I believe that we'll work together to make sure that our country is living in law and order. And let's not be so protective of social media. You know, saying, oh, you know, it must be free. Countries like UK, Australia, US have recently, even as at now, put in place legal framework to protect their citizens. And as a country, we must have the confidence to also protect our citizens from the bad behaviors of social media. Last year, there was an increment of the lowest cadre of our police officers by 20%, and there is a recommendation that that should continue for the next 2-3 years until we achieve the reforms we wanted to do. And we believe this year there will be further an increment of 10%, and then next year until we achieve the recommendations that were given by the reform team. I will ensure that I support His Excellency the President, support you to make sure these reforms are achieved. I am glad also to report that as a result of work done, already there is a comprehensive medical cover that is within the police service. There is also already the housing project has already been initiated with 582 houses which have been completed and another 1,000 which are under construction expected to be completed this year. The objective here is to get to a target of 17,000 police houses for the police officers, and I believe that we can make it even better, working together with the Ministry of Housing to make sure that we are ensuring that our police officers have better facilities to live in, but also we will work towards modernizing our police stations to make sure that the environment we are working on is conducive for our service. I am glad also to note that already public participation took place about your uniform, to make sure that you choose the uniform you like most. And that process, I'm told, is going to be completed this year. And again, working with you will make sure that that is done. The process of also getting modern equipment that will support the work of our police officers, especially in areas in tracking criminals, hardcore criminals, but also dealing with acts of terrorism and protecting the officers. I know there are Kenyans, family members of people who have sacrificed before, and we are trying to work hard to make sure that we reduce possibility and chances of losing our officers by making sure that we have protective gear, armored vehicles, among others, and you will be seeing them being delivered in the course of time because that project has been going on. We know, and when you go all over the country, one of the biggest complaints by citizens and the police officers is the ability to move around, the mobility of our police officers. The project to get the first 1,000 vehicles for the police officers and for the stations will be done in the next few months, and then we will work towards getting 2,000 police vehicles. And I want to say, again, this is a process that it is in advanced stage. Thank you, IG and the team, for the progress you've made in digitizing the occurrence book so that the occurrence book becomes modern and digitized. We have achieved a lot in other sectors in the country thanks to digitalization, and I believe that the occurrence book being digitized will be a great, great, great step ahead in our country. It's a patriotic lot. It is true. The commandant of this facility has said, rightly so, thank you very much, that we rarely appreciate police officers. We rarely do appreciate our soldiers. We rarely do appreciate those who sacrifice their life and time. From where I stand for the last 2 weeks, for the information I have, the work our officers do in different parts of the country, you know, because we are in peace. You know, for people to just sleep, it takes somebody to be sleeping somewhere in a bush. We went to DIG Langat Christmas Day to visit, you know, our officers who are in the areas that in the Kerio Valley that were affected by cattle rustling. And you can see what people are doing on 25th of December, when other families are having merry, dancing, going to the beach, going to the national reserve, game reserves, to just enjoy with their families. It takes sacrifice of somebody, and that somebody is a police officer. And I want to say thank you very, very much. If you are a constable down there and nobody has really appreciated you, just get to know that from my office and from the government of Kenya, from His Excellency the President, we are very mindful of your welfare and the work you do for our country and for the patriotism you show, and for the sacrifice you make. You know, our police service is not just a local police service. It's an international police service. Our police service was identified from the entire globe to resolve a problem many miles away in Haiti. That is a show of confidence in our police service. And even superpower countries next door would not do what our police services are going to do. And for the period they have been there, they have done a fantastic job. They were extremely unfortunate naysayers. And sadly, sometimes, we as a citizen of our own country doubt ourselves more than people from other countries who believe in us. And when our police officers were sent to Haiti, the trolling and the and the doubts came from a small section of members of public who have perfected the art of pessimism. But because of faith, commitment of His Excellency the President and our team here in the ministry then and the IG and his team, look at what our police officers are doing now. And we are preparing for the next lot to go once the conditions are ripe along this year, so that we can. They are not just going there to serve, you know. They are going there also to make sure that they come back with the best experience, that they can come to serve our country with an enhanced experience. And I want to tell those police officers in Haiti and those who will join them, congratulations for choosing that very path and accepting to serve our country in that path. As the PS has said earlier, a lot has been done. I am coming to support a team who have a very strong foundation. And there are great achievements that have been initiated by His Excellency the President by putting together a team to work on the reforms, including looking after the welfare of our police officers. And as a result of that, last year, there was an increment of the lowest cadre of our police officers by 20%, and there is a recommendation that that should continue for the next 2-3 years until we achieve the reforms we wanted to do. And we believe this year there will be further increment of 10%, and then next year until we achieve the recommendations that were given by the reform team. I will ensure that I support His Excellency the President and support you to make sure these reforms are achieved. I am glad also to report that as a result of work done, already there is a comprehensive medical cover that is within the police service. There is also already the housing project has already been initiated with 582 houses which have been completed and another 1,000 which are under construction expected to be completed this year. The objective here is to get to a target of 17,000 police houses for the police officers, and I believe that we can make it even Ministry of Housing to make sure that we are ensuring that our police